Here are the top 10 list of why traders fail and how we can fix them. Let's do it one by one, and then you'll see how timing will help you fix all of them. Ignoring risk management. Now, if you trade and you're treating your trading like a career or your profession or a business, then obviously not doing this is going to create you problems. This is a silent killer. So what I've devised is a fill-in document. A person just fills in the numbers and it will calculate everything for you. Don't be lazy. Tracking trades is the thing that's killing everybody because you're lazy about it. So I've automated the whole thing. So relax, just fill in the numbers and it'll be all done for you. But you need to do this. Ignoring this risk management is just like, that's it, you're never going to make it. Revenge trading. This is because you've got no structure. You don't know what will happen and you don't know when it's going to happen. But with timing, we know when things are very highly likely to happen. And I've demonstrated on, maybe hundreds of videos there. So you can fix any of your revenge trading by knowing initially what's going to work and when it's going to work, if it's going to work or not, because we're working with mathematical cycle modeling. If something's going to work, we know. And if something isn't, we also know. So knowing when to trade and knowing when not to trade are equally important. And that'll stop you from all this revenge trading after a loss. Lack of a written plan. If you don't have a structure, that's it. You're out of the game. This is why at the Global Trader Club, we've got a 5-step procedure. Not more than 5-step. Anything more than a handful goes to waste. So just use 5 simple steps to do your daily analysis, match it to the timing, and you're good to go. I've also got a little document on that as well. You can just checklist it. Over trading. Many traders constantly feel like they need to work and be in the market, but why would you if you know when the market is going to move days to weeks in advance? At the Global Trader Club, we're timing the markets. We know when a swing day is highly likely to happen. We know when a breakout or a market turn is highly likely to happen to the hours and minutes. Just watch the videos I've got here and you'll get the message. If you know all that, why would you overtrade? Check out the euro-dollar example I did today. We just did it from Wednesday to Friday, took the profit, ending the week with just one good trade, and that's it. FOMO, fear of missing out. Why are you fearing of missing out? Because you don't know when to trade. You don't know when to trade, what to trade. You don't know how the date's going to be. We know how the day is highly likely going to play out. This is what we do. We time the markets and we're so bloody precise. When you watch the videos, you're going to think, how are they doing it all? Well, use the timing and get rid of your FOMO, because you don't have to be in front of the screen all day long waiting for setups. You'll know when something is worth trading and when it isn't. Misunderstanding rules. Do you have any? So if you don't have any rules, how are you going to play it out? Like I said, we've got rules with 5 steps. This is one of the most important things. You've got a bunch of rules. They're either too complicated or the list is too long and you don't know what to do with your losses and your take profits and how to manage the trade. And then you just get, lost in the middle of the trade and you can't really apply your rules. So use the 5-step procedure. It's a nice little protocol, and I've just did a nice HTML version of it, which you can just use it on your browser tab and just check them off. Emotional decision making. Oh, how emotional can you be when things are going up and down, and you're thinking to yourself, am I going to win or lose? Because you're emotional. The reason you're emotional is because you can't anticipate what's going to happen. At the Global Trader Club, we are known for anticipating what will happen before it happens. And that's how you can trade relaxed. Because all the emotional decision making leads to it's just got one cause. Like, you don't have a plan and you don't know where the market's going to go. You don't know when it's going to turn or break out. So you're stressed out. Why should you be stressed out when you're trading if in advance you know highly likely when what is going to happen? Impatience. Why? Because you're stuck in front of the screen 24/7 trying to catch a setup. If you trade just one session, you're probably going to lose something out that happened in Asia or London or New York. And then you got FOMO or anxiety because you want to enter a trade and make some money. And then you're going and trading impatiently, you're not waiting for a specific setup. And by the time your specific setup comes, you don't know, you're already stressed out about it. You can't stay up and running 24 hours a day. That's just crazy. You can't even trade 2 sessions. And I know traders who, in New York and London, they wake up every morning at 5 o'clock. What are you guys like? Do you have a purpose in life? Do you want to live happy? Who wakes up at 5 in the morning every day to look at screens? Go have a breakfast, do your coffee, sit in front of the screen and check out the day. You must be freaking crazy. That's not a way to live. Who lives like that? No wonder there are a lot of bloody YouTube videos on all kinds of setups and all this kind of thing. And it's all great, lovely jubbly. But what good is it if you're like killing yourself trying to make money with trading? Isn't it better if you just know what day it's highly likely going to swing and at what hour, and just match your technical analysis to that with a bit of money management? That's it. Why do you think all these traders are getting burnt out? Because they're just looking at the screen all day long, waiting for a setup that's not happening. And day by day, it's going like this, and they're in front of a screen 12 hours a day. Who wakes up at 5 o'clock every morning, Monday to Friday, to catch a trade and be ready for the market? You must be crazy. Get a life. What else have I got here? Oversizing. Well, you're oversizing because I'll tell you why. With a small account, you can still make money. With a euro-dollar account, on a 10K account, you can open a 0.2 lot trade and you can still make like 3% over 2 days, which I've demonstrated on one position with a risk return of 1 to 7. And it's doable. Why? Because we know when the cycle starts, like when the trend starts, and when it's highly likely going to peak and end. You know that information. You don't need to oversize. You don't need to panic. You don't need to stress out. You don't need to lose sleepless nights and so on. Just, trade on a swing day at a trade hour. You got your bias. You got your information on how the day is highly likely going to be. So why? Why do the oversizing? Analysis paralysis. You're using a bunch of technical analysis methods and indicators, but that's not your problem. All technical analysis methodologies work. It doesn't matter. You want to use demand and supply, go ahead. You want to use order blocks, go ahead. You want to use, support resistance, Elliott waves, Dow Jones theory, Wyckoff. Do whatever you want to do. But whatever you're doing, if you don't know the day the market is going to swing, the hours it's highly likely going to do its move at, you're still stuck in front of the screen trying to catch some kind of a setup that's going to, you never know when it's coming. You never know when it's coming. All technical analysis works if you have money management and the consistency to follow through the same kind of analysis. If you don't have that, nothing's going to pan out anyway. But the important thing with timing is you know when to trade. What day is a good swing day? That's it. This is relaxed trading. So you don't have to have analysis paralysis. If you watch my videos, I trade cause and consequence. You might think, what the hell is cause and consequence? Well, cause and consequence is where the market took the force to break out a level. You can, I've got a lot of smart names for it on the YouTube channels. Demand and supply, order blocks, support resistance, moving averages, VWAPs, right? VWAPs. You got that. You got all kinds of indicators. It doesn't matter what you use. If you're not using it consistently, it's not going to work out. The beautiful thing with timing is you know when you're supposed to use whatever you're using. And that's the beautiful thing. Therefore, you don't have to jump around to, all kinds of different kind of technical analysis methods. They all work. But timing, nobody has timing. Only Global Trader Club has timing. Right? The swing day, how long it's highly likely going to last, and the hours of the day. Plus, whether it's going to be an energetic day, whether it's going to be a push day, whether it's going to be, I don't know, like a strain day, a gain day, a pain day. We've got it all lined up. So knowing all that in advance is like, that's it. Relaxed trading. All you have to do is do whatever technical analysis you're doing, add your money management, trade at the right day, at the right time, mate. And that's the only thing you need. Now, what else? Additional tips for you. Indicator hopping will not work. I don't mind using indicators. I actually have a time-space motion indicator, which I put together myself. And that's fine. You can use whatever indicator you like. The important thing is you're wasting your time in front of the screen and you're getting tired. And then you're giving up. But if you know when to trade, what day, what time, you're already like, you can live your life. You can plan out your day. You can run your errands. You got kids, family, friends, whatever. You can spend the time with them, or you can go to your gym and whatever. Why? Because you know when to trade, what day to trade, what time to trade. Also with Global Trader Club, you got bias. You understand where the market is highly likely going to go. And if it's going to do it, it's going to do it on a trade day. It's either going to turn on a trade day or it's going to set up on a trade day to make that turn or breakout. And you know in advance. So why would you waste your life stuck in front of a screen? And I get all these professional traders talking on YouTube, I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and stuff. Good luck with the rest of your life doing that, bro. Strategy incompatibility. You can have any strategy you want. Match it to timing and it'll work for you. Because timing is the only thing you're lacking. When to trade. What day, what hour. Set and forget ignorance. Oh, I love this one. On Wednesday, there was news and a Fed announcement as well. I didn't even know there was a Fed announcement until after I entered the trade. Why? Because it was a swing day. I said it's a swing day. This is a mathematical cycle. The market must move. It's either going to move or break out. It's going to do something. And then I realized there was news. And then I checked my hours. And then the target hour was 11:30 my time, UTC +3. And the news was coming at 9. I said, that's the target. We're going to that hour. And that's it. The market went all the way into 11. It didn't go until 9 when the announcement was done. It went all the way into 11:30. So I was like, okay, great. Nothing to worry about. And then the trade just worked out. Why? Because mathematical cycles work. End of story. So if you're going to set and forget, do it like rationally. I'm not saying ignore the news, but at least match it to the hours and say, oh, the news and the hours, they match. So we're going there. Once you got direction, you will get direction at the trade hour. Highly likely than not. You just watch the videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then it'll just follow through. And then you got ignoring the mental pressure. Oh, you got mental pressure. Why? Because you don't know what to do and when to do it. Sometimes you know what to do, but you're confused on when to do it because you're waiting for a setup that's not coming. And then it comes overnight in the Asia session, but you're sleeping it off because you don't know what hours to trade at in the Asia session. I don't trade the Asia session, but I know the hours I should be trading at the Asia session if I was trading the Asia session, because I got the full day's trading hours all calculated in advance. When I say in advance, I'm talking days to weeks in advance. Imagine knowing next week's trading hours from today. It's Saturday, and you already know what hour and what day to trade next week for the assets you're dealing with. At the Global Trader Club, we've got gold, euro, dollar, Bitcoin, and the major US indices, the SP 500, Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq. We all know when these are highly likely to swing and the hours in the day to look out for. So why stress out? All right. So what we need to do is use time as an advantage to sort out all our psychological problems, because I'm telling you, technical analysis and money management, you guys can all handle. Psychology of it is a problem because it's a 24/7 market and you can't predict what's going to happen. With timing, we predict what's going to happen, and it's highly likely correct. I even have stats that show, this is like 86% working for us. So, 86% of the time, this should work out. So this is a good day. I got another one for 60 odd and another one for 50 odd, but less than 50, we're not trading. We're not trading. Why should we? If the stats are not in your favor, your worst day is going to be a 54.1%. Put the daily timing and your technical analysis into that with money management. I'm telling you, your success rate is going to go higher. It can't go any lower because you got time and price on your side. So use mathematical cycles and timing at Global Trader Club. Fit it in to your technical analysis and money management. Your success rate will increase. Your anxiety levels will really decrease because you're waiting for a specific day and a specific hour on that day. Who gives you that on the planet? Nobody on the planet will give you that information. None whatsoever. Over the next few days, I'll be doing more videos on how Cycle Edge, my proprietary software, doing all kinds of cycle calculations, will bring you the days, the hours, and when to trade, at what hours exactly, what works, what doesn't work. You'll be able to see short to medium term swing days and how long they're going for. So for example, if I say, it's a trade day and this is likely to go all the way into the 19th of June, which is what I did. I talked about it this week on Bitcoin and Euro dollar, that this cycle is going to the 19th. It will push to the 19th, and that's exactly what happened. And Friday was just sideways market. If you know those dates in advance, you can follow your trade all the way down to that date. Imagine how much profit you're going to add if you know that direction, how long it's going to last. And I've got some more tricks up my sleeve which I'm working on, and they'll be available as at next month with bigger and higher time frames, like major levels of swings in the long term. How can we enter a trade and just take it all the way 5 waves up, just keep following it until the next major level? All of these being known in advance are going to put you on the right side of the trade at the right time, with less anxiety, less stress, and better management. Because I'm telling you, all the stress is just because of one reason. You don't know when that trade is going to happen. And you're sitting in front of your screen, either waiting for a specific setup on the opening or setup pre-trade session or some kind of scalping. Why did scalping come up anyway? Because people are sick and tired of waiting for a setup to happen. So with the smaller time frame fractals, you just say, let me just scalp the market. What are you, nuts? Instead, do a swing trade, stay on the right side of the trade and follow it all the way to its end. And the beauty about it is you know when it's going to start, when it's going to peak, and when it's going to end. Why? Because you're a member of the Global Trader Club. Oh, and if you're not, well, bad luck. Have a good weekend.